Hey everybody, we're gonna get started in about 3 or 4 minutes. I find that I need to give people time to log on. So I'm just gonna wait a few more minutes and then we'll get started. Hey everybody, can everybody hear me? Making sure, yay, okay, awesome. Welcome everybody. I am Heather and I am going to be leading the webinar today, and I thought I get a lot of questions a lot of times about promoting sold listings and also getting seller leads is like, I want seller leads. So I thought I would kind of put that together and do a quick kind of presentation on how to make a Facebook ad using your sold properties. And if you don't have sold properties, talk to your broker about advertising, other people's sold properties in your ad, because you really don't have to link to them or anything. You just kind of need a picture. And so, it's more of an issue of letting people know, or letting the public know that, houses are selling. It's you guys that are selling them and that kind of thing, to get them to come to your site for an evaluation. But we're going to be a little bit tricky about it, and we're going to get their contact information before they do that in Facebook lead form ads, so that you get a good contact name, email, phone number before that all happens. So I'm going to dive in and share my screen with you guys. Let's see, screen 3. Okay, the first place we're going to start is when I'm making a Facebook ad, my favorite thing to do is make it move. And what I mean by that is do some kind of video. When people are scrolling through Facebook, you really want to stop the scroll, and you might be able to do that if you have something eye-catching. But if it's moving, it's going to catch the eye more than it is if it's not moving. And when you put a MP4 into a Facebook ad, when people are scrolling through the The ad's going to be moving already. They're going to see it and it's going to catch their eye. So my favorite place to go for free to do this, there's other places you can make crazy, really awesome videos other places. But if you go to canva.com, you can get a free account. You can do everything I'm doing for free. So if you go to videos, and then you're going to choose a Facebook video. And the reason we're choosing Facebook is it is going to come out a bit pretty much square. And so this is going to play really well on Facebook, but it's also going to play really well on Instagram, which if you're running a Facebook ad, it's going to play both places. And so you want to stick with that sizing. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pick out a couple of good recent sales that you've had or that your company has had, and you want to get a picture from them. So for instance, these are just not actual pictures of sold houses, but you would have them. And so you can make a video by pulling it over and then just adding add another picture. You can do, let's see, houses. Actually, house, that's what I want. And then you would just, like I said, pick out, these would be pictures of your houses, right? And so then even just this right here, if you play it, and I'll just play it real fast. Actually, we'll start at the beginning and play it. It will move on its own, like a slideshow. You want to keep your videos under 15 seconds, just because A, people have a really short attention span, and B, Facebook has like all these different places they can place it. And if you're under 15 seconds, you're going to be good in most of those places, much like the sizing, if that makes sense. So I'm going to shorten these up a little bit to maybe 3.5. 3.5. And then we want to make some text on there. So let's say that you sold this house. And you want to say something about it. Why do people care that you sold this house? I mean, houses sell all the time, right? So we sold this house in 2 days. Uh-oh. Go back. In 2 days. And then we sold this house. Or let's say 10K over. Yes. I can spell. Right. And then maybe this house. Sold. And maybe you got multiple offers or something, right? Huh. Come back to me. And then once we've got that down, we are going to animate this bad boy. So in Canva, you click animate. There's all sorts of different things you can do. Like you can make it do that, you can make it do that, you can make it do that, you can make it do that. I like that one a lot. So I'm going to do it for this one too. And this one, it's nice to kind of keep it, what's the word I'm looking for? consistent. Shayna's raising her hand. Where are you, Shayna? I'll find you. You want to ask a question? Let's talk.
Sorry, that was a mistake.
Sure. Okay. No worries. All right. So then at the end, you want to put something on there that's going to tell people, give yourself a little bit of branding mojo. So what I usually do is let's go back to our photos. There's that picture. I mean, I guess you could use the same picture. Let's use that same picture. So this I like to do what I call is a end card almost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to take the transparency down on it so that you can do stuff with it. And then, is this a paid membership? No, everything I'm doing on here, with the exception of the pictures, you see how I was a little crown there, that's pro. And actually the party is free. Some of these, oh no, it looks like these are all free. Certain things you need a paid account for. Pretty much everything I'm doing on here, you don't need a paid account for. Okay, where was I at here? So we're going to go back to, you'd want to put your logo on here. And maybe you put your contact information on here. Or something like that. You could also put your website. Like that. I'm picky. I love Canva. Use it all the time. And then you could say something like, no. And then I'm gonna actually, where are we at 13 seconds? Let's make this a little longer. People can read everything we just did. 15 seconds, there you go. And then what we can do is you can animate this bad boy if you want to. Or you might want to make it real simple just because, you want to make it easier to read or whatever. So then, do you upload your own pictures? Yeah, so if you don't, I just use stock photos because obviously I'm not a realtor, but if you would have your own photos for these houses, obviously. And so if you just go to, I believe it's photos. No, it is uploads, sorry, uploads. So you would hit uploads and just upload your files right there and just pick, off your computer, the actual pictures. That's how you would upload in Canva. Okay. And then you can, at this point, so I'm just going to play it for you so you can kind of see what it looks like. And then The other thing you do is you can add music to it if you want to. It's up to you. A lot of people mostly have their sound off for videos. I know I do because it's really annoying. But if you want to add music, you can. I'm trying to remember where you go to do that. I think it's down here. Is it? No. It's been a while since I've done this here. I know you can do it because I did done it before. I don't quite remember. It's been a while since I've made one. Oh, audio. There we go. Dun, dun, dun. I knew it was in there somewhere. So you can, you can play them and pick them. That's cheesy. I don't know if you can even hear this if I'm doing this. I could use this one. Okay, so if you want, this is a free one too. I think you just drop your, drag and drop it down here. And obviously you want it to start there. No. There we go. Start there. Start there. Come back to me. Well, maybe, I don't know. Here, we'll play it again, see what happens. Yeah. Can you guys hear that music? I don't know if you can or not. Yeah, okay, cool. So then we're going to, we got exported here. So you hit share and you're going to download it in an MP4 file. Oh, that was the other thing I forgot to do. You can also make transitions here. So if you wanted to like dissolve in between, you can do that. Uh-oh. Didn't mean to do that. I'm gonna delete you. Stop. Delete page. There we go. Yeah. All right. So anyway, that's a lot. That's how that goes. So now we've got this. I won't have the transitions in it, but just wanted to show you guys you can do that too. Okay, so now let's pop over to, we've got our video. Let's pop over to Facebook and make our ad. So we're going to go to traffic. No, sorry. We're going to go to lead generation, my bad. Because we want to get the leads, we want to get their name, phone number, and email pulled out of their Facebook profile. Super important. We're going to say this is a sold ad, is to declare that you are doing a housing ad, or if you don't, Facebook will say reject your ad out of hand. And then next, we're going to do instant forms is what we're going to want to choose. So that's usually preset. You're going to find your Facebook page. This is my old one. And then you are going to want to set your budget. Seller leads are more expensive than buyer leads. Like I can do a Facebook ad and get buyer leads for sometimes $1 each or up to $5 or $6 or whatever. But for a seller, you're really probably looking at more like in the $7 to $10 range. So I always say, at least think about, I would say $20 a day. And I really like figuring out what your budget is. Like, let's say you're like, Heather, I can't just ongo an ad for 20 bucks a day. I would rather, if you've got $200 to spend, I would rather you run it for 10 days and turn it off at $20 a day than peter out $200 over 30 days of a month or something. And the reason for that is, and this is totally anecdotal, but this is what I see, is Facebook doesn't take you seriously. If you're going to say, oh, I'm going to do $4 a day or $3 a day or something like that, they just, it's like, if you kind of look at the curve of like ratio of cost per lead to what you're spending, I think at least 10, 20 bucks a day is better when it comes to that. I have no data on that support what I just said, but that's what I tend to see. Okay, and so then you can do a start date. I don't do an end date. You can do an end date if you want to. If you do that, then when you want to turn the ad back on, you're going to have to redo it. If you don't put an end date on there, what you can do is you can just go in and toggle it right here, over here, on and off as you like. You just have to remember to do it so you don't end up with like a, $1,000 bill from Facebook because you didn't turn your ad off. But that way you can just turn it on and off. You're like, oh, I want some more seller leads today. I'll turn it on for, a week or two, and I'll turn it off. Okay, now we're going to pick our audience. So now let's say that, where did you sell these houses? Where are these houses at? So I'm in Portland, so I'm going to say Portland. But obviously you would pick wherever you are. You can't do in Facebook less than 15-mile radius of wherever you are. Just sadly, they don't let you because you're doing a housing ad. Now, you can get a little sneaky with it. Like I've had people who are on the coast drop their pin in the middle of the ocean so that they're only like getting like the people right on the coast and things like that. Like you can be a little weird that way, or be like, hey, if you just like, if I wanted, just Hillsborough, like this little area, I could drop my pin way over here and just pick that area up. You're going to pick up this area, but no one lives here. So you could do that, like little sneaky things like that you can do. But for the most part, you're going to have to do a 15-mile radius. Okay. You can't change the age. You can't change the gender because that's discriminatory in their eyes. So here's where the targeting comes in now. You used to be able, like way back in the day, like 4 or 5 years ago, target like homeowners. You could just put in homeowners and you only get homeowners and things like that. Sadly, you can't do that anymore. So what I do for homeowners is this. I do people that have been on Zillow, people that have been on Trulia, Realtor.com. I do a mortgage calculator. Home equity loan. Actually, I'm going to take that back. Okay, so these are all people that are probably could be a buyer or a seller. And now I want to narrow it down to just sellers. So what are things you can do that only a seller would do? So a home equity loan is something that only a seller would do. Home equity is something, a seller would look up, or, line of credit. Home improvement. You don't do much in the way of home improvement if you are renting an apartment, right? Things like that are things that, home appliances, home repair. You have to own a home. To want to do those things, right? So there's no real way to target a homeowner, but it's my sneakiest way of targeting homeowners. Okay, so now we've got our what we're doing here, and people look at this all the time and say, what are my results going to be? I'm just going to tell you to kind of ignore it. Unless you live in a super crazy rural area where your amount of people is really small, if you're in any kind of metro area at all, Facebook they're telling you this, but they have no idea what your ad says or does. So they're just doing it based on numbers, basically. So I always kind of ignore this a bit. Okay, so then we're leaving everything else alone. We're going to go next. And this is where we're going to upload, we're going to add our media. We're going to add that video that we did. We're going to upload this guy. And then we're going to say, you could say things like for right now, at least, you know, it's still a seller's market, but say like a what do you mean? Marketing, something about like something that you're going to do that someone else is going to do. The marketing strategy is the key. Find out how much you could solid marketing strategy. Again, I don't know how much we could sell your home for, or something like that, right? And then we're going to give them an instant home value because we're going to send them eventually to your sell page. And you want to actually also say something about where you are, just because they don't want it to be like, who's this person from where, you know. And then we're going to put in some emojis because I love emojis, and also because it also attracts the eye. It's all about the eye attraction. Let's give them a great big bag of money. Where's my money bag? It's here somewhere. No. There. No. That's sports. Be that way. Emojipedia to the rescue. If you want an emoji for something, we will find it here. Money bag. There we are. You could do even more money. Money, 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 money. Sorry. Or whatever you want, obviously. Okay, so. All right. So now you've got like that. And then you're going to create a form. So your form is going to be seller. Let's just name it something that you know what it means. Now, you can put in an intro in here, or you can remove the greeting. Some people will argue with me. I always remove the greeting. It's one more thing for them to have to click through to get to where you want to send them. So no, I don't like to do that. So now, in the questions, we're going to say, okay, the question, you have to tell them why you're asking this question. To get an instant free value for what your home can sell for today. And then you want their first name and their last name. That's how it works in kvCORE. You want their email, but you want their phone number for sure. Now, the way, if you've never done a lead format before, works is they don't have to enter this information. Facebook pre-fills it with all that stuff from their profile, which is why I love it so much, because can they change it before they submit? Yes. Do most people just want to click through to get to what you're promising? Yes. And so instead of making them fill things out on their own, you're getting really good contact information. Privacy. You need to put your privacy link in here. Your privacy link is on your kvCORE page. This is Kelly's page, but we're using it because mine doesn't work right now. Down at the very bottom, privacy policy. Here's your privacy policy. And depending on your broker, it might say different things, but you have to have this in here for compliance for Facebook. Your value now. Click to enter your address. Now, we're just going to go to a website. We want the text to say free home value. And the link is going to be simply your sell page on kvCORE, which is where they enter their address. Now, here's what's going to happen is they may or may not enter their address when they get there. Doesn't matter. You already have their contact information. For me, and the reason I do it this way is you could, instead of doing a Facebook lead format, you could just do a click ad where they go straight to here. They put in their information, then they put in their contact information. That's another option. So at the very beginning, when I chose instant forms, or excuse me, when I chose lead generation at the very, very beginning, you could choose, for clicks or website traffic or whatever. The thing is if you do it that way, if you do it straight here, you may or may not you'll get their address. You may or may not get their contact information. If you do it this way, you're going to get their contact information. You may or may not get their address. I would rather have contact information than an address. Totally up to you. If you want to do it the other way, you can go for it. Either way is going to be successful. I just would rather have contact information. Okay. Where am I here? Okay. We're going to publish that. And then we're going to publish the ad. Now I can't publish the ad because this is my old account and I don't think I have a credit card on file, but that's what I would do. And when you publish it, it'll publish. And then this is the thing you want to remember though, what the name of your form was, because now you need to go over into Zapier and zap those in, because when you're doing a lead format, Facebook is collecting that information for you, and we got to get it over into kvCORE. So you want to create your zap, and the trigger is going to be Facebook lead ads. The event is going to be, and there's new lead. And this is where, if you haven't connected your account yet, you just hit connect new account and it will just make sure you're logged into Facebook at the time and it'll connect it right up for you. Mine's already in here. Which one did I do that on? Do that on my virtual Realty Assistant page. Let's find it. Seller valuation right there. That's the one I made. So then It's going to test your trigger. I don't have any leads yet because I just ran the ad. Is Zapier a paid subscription? Yes, Zapier is a paid subscription. It is. Well, it's not. It's free, but in order to do Facebook lead form ads, you have to have the paid subscription. It will do other things for free. You can use API Nation. Appanation, I don't know how to say that. I don't like it because all it sends over is, I believe, name, phone number, email. It doesn't, like, you can't do like a note or a hashtag or any of that stuff. And so we do have that in the marketplace, which it is in marketplace, but it is free. It is a free version if you want to do that. You just have to hook it up. I just never use it because I don't like it because it doesn't do what I like. So anyway, it'll pull a test dummy lead, and then we're going to put it into KV Core. And here is where you're going to choose your event. So you're going to make a lead, and we're going to do a account. Now, again, this is where you want to hook up your account. If you haven't hooked it up yet, you're going to connect a new account. Actually, I can just do it here, but what you need for that is in your lead engine, all lead engine tools, and go to your Dropbox. This is, you need it, you're going to need it. It's going to ask you for a key, a Zapier key. Now, be careful. If you are by yourself as an agent, you only have one of these, and that's fine. But if you're a team leader, or if you're a brokerage owner or a company owner, you're going to have multiple ones, like company, team, agent. Where do you want these leads going? Are you doing this for your team? Okay, use your team Zapier key and do some lead routing. Are you just doing it for yourself? You know, choose the correct key, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to choose this key. And where did I go? Zapier, where are you? Oh, there you are. And if I hit connect new account, this is where it asks for the key. Yes, continue. And then I'm going to hit continue. And now here's where you're going to map your fields. So the first name goes to first name. The last name goes to last name. Email, cell phone, phone number. Now this is where you can say, okay, the status is new. Oh, up here, we know this is a seller lead, right? So we want to choose seller. So it's going to come in as a seller lead, which is great if you have a seller campaign that you want it to trigger, like all new seller leads get this campaign. You want it to come in, make sure it comes in as a seller. That's not like a thing with like API Nation, like you can't do that. And so it just comes in, and it's just going to come in as the default, which I think is seller buyer on Facebook, or excuse me, into KV Core. And so this is one of the things I like about Zapier. It's going to come in as new. Your source, think about it like you could do when you're in KV Core, when you're looking at your business analytics, and you can look at your source performance to see, hey, what source is doing the best for me? Pick a source that and use the same name every time whenever you're doing your own Facebook ads. So, you know, your source can be whatever you want it to be in Zapier. So the source might be, let's put my initials, HB Facebook ads, right? So that way, HB Facebook ads. So that, you know, over time, you can see how your own ads are doing for you, right? You can also put things like this in. So you can say they're obviously interested in Portland, you know, things of that nature. Note, and so you can even put a note, this lead came from my sold properties Facebook seller ad. So you know where the heck this lead came from. And then the tag, it could be, you know, whatever you want to be, like Portland seller, you know, what, Lord, Portland seller. I mean, you can do multiples. You could do Portland seller. You could say, I don't know what else you would say. Sold ad, whatever it is you wanted to come in as, and whatnot. So then you're going to continue and you're going to test your action. And then theoretically, although I think I've done this before, so the test lead might already be in here. Right here. So it came right in, test lead, Portland seller, sold ad. If you look at it, you know, the sources, HB Facebook ads is what I did. And there's your note. And if you had, a campaign, you know, that triggers on new seller lead that came in, it should come in as a seller, which it did. Yeah. Then it would start that campaign. Whew. So that, I think, is that. The other thing you can do is you have that video, put it places, put it in your, on Instagram, on your own Instagram page, put it on your own Facebook page, put it wherever you like, and make sure you have this valuation link wherever you want, you know, if you're just posting it. Obviously, you're gonna do it the flip way, right? They're gonna put in their address first and then their information. But again, that's free, might as well do it. Same thing with your Instagram. Now you can't put links in your Instagram, but you could do a couple different things. You could say, you could do if you have like a link tree on Instagram, if everybody knows what that is, where you put a link. Well, if you use Linktree, and there's a couple different ones that do that, but there's also a thing called BioLink too. It gives you a link that everybody see me? Sorry. I'm not sure what. Get your free. Okay, so probably too much. That's correct. Home value. And then get your free instant home value. And then you pick your smart number. And then, you know, sell would be the code. So, you'd obviously put your, just see you screen not shared. Oh, well, Heather. That's important. There we go. Again, we're at I think is where I lost y'all. The sell code, free instant home value, put your, put your home estimate valuation in there. You know, you could put whatever hashtag you want, you know, sold seller lead or something. Has to be all one word. And then you pick your smart number, which is not populating for me right now because it's slow because I'm zooming, but you do that and you'd add it. I know, but she won't let me. You'd add it and it would come down here. And so you could put that in your Instagram as well. All right, so there we go. That is done. If anyone has any questions for me about that, we can answer them. We've got about 15 minutes left, or I can answer other questions, and Stephanie has one. Can we go over another strategy? Someone told me that if you have a listing, KV Core can pull numbers from the title and text all the neighbors. No. We cannot text the neighbors. I mean, if you have a listing, I mean, you could get your title rep to get you the neighbor's contact information, at which point you could put them into KV Core and text them for sure. But there's no way that KV Core does not have a way to pull phone numbers. Okay. MLS public records, probably. I don't know. I'm not sure on that one. What is the nosy neighbor feature in the marketplace? Okay, maybe that's what you're thinking about, but that's totally different. In marketplace, nosy neighbor, this is a long-term farming solution. So if you're looking at what it is that it's a two things. You pick a zip code that you want to concentrate on, and that any listing that not any listing, but usually it's within parameters that you want, like it's not going to be like a mobile home listing or something like that. But most listings in that zip code, when they hit the market, we will send a postcard to the neighbors right around that listing with a QR code that they can scan to get their home value, and they can scan to see what their neighbors are selling their home for. And that code, when they scan it, because we've sent it, we know who they are already. And so that lead will go right into KV Core for you. We also run advertising for you online in that zip code. So people who live in that zip code, because remember before when I said that you can only do the 15-mile radius, that's true. But we have a special deal with Facebook because we run so much advertising through them. And also we use other things like geofencing, that kind of stuff, where anybody that lives in that zip code sees ads from you for their home value on the regular, in different places on the internet. So that plus the postcards, and you're just picking an area. So if you have a farm area, that's a really great thing to do. But it is a obligation, I think, because we have to set up all the postcards and do all that. I think it's a fee for the setup if you do 6 months, and it's free setup if you do a year. But yeah, I mean, it's a great opportunity. It just, like I said, it's more of a farming solution than straight seller leads. If you just want, if you just want straight seller leads in the marketplace, we have get seller leads right here. It's basically doing what I just did without you having to do the work. And they can, like I said, target just that one zip code instead of doing that 15-mile radius that you would have to do on your own. Yeah. Anybody else have any questions? Anything, doesn't have to be related to this. It could be anything at all. You have a question about in KV Core. Froze again? No. Okay, I'm back. Jeez Louise. I'll repeat my question. Sorry if I keep freezing. I'm not sure what's happening because my internet seems okay here. Anyway, I was just seeing if anybody has any questions on this or anything else, or if they found what I did today useful, or if they're going to give it a try. Anybody have any feedback? I'd love to hear it. Not, I'll wrap it up. Going once, going twice. Okay, Well, just a reminder, I think I got an email, there was something new with Property Boost. I don't know. We are having a new thing coming out with Property Boost, but I'm not sure if it's up yet. Property Boost, there's an enterprise Property Boost that does all your properties automatically. And if you have less properties than the spend or something like that, it'll switch it to a regular Smart Social ad to spend out the rest of it, but I'm not sure if that's up and running yet. I think you have to have, you're supposed to have like at least 10 leads, or 10, 5, I'm not. Sale or something, but you're paying for the ad. Even if someone doesn't click on it, you want the exposure of your own Facebook business page. So link your page up and then we'll run the ad straight out of your page for you. Okay. All right. Well, Shayna says you don't know that you'll have the time to do all that. If you don't have the time to do all that, you could always do Get Seller Leads. It's very similar to what I just did, except it doesn't have like obviously your own listings, on there, but it will get you a good steady flow of seller leads with good contact information. Okay, cool. Well, if anybody wants to see me again, I will be here next Wednesday. And don't forget, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, our trainers do these as well. And I will look forward to seeing you guys hopefully next Wednesday.